Yo, what's happening, everybody? Greetings and welcome to this special edition of the Royal Ramble Rasslecast. On this Rasslecast, we are covering WWE Backlash 2023, taking place in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Folks, we've been anticipating this event ever since it was announced at WrestleMania that this was taking place in Puerto Rico. The first WWE pay-per-view / premium live event to take place in Puerto Rico in over 18 years. But 18 years is a very, very long time. And judging on what happened with that event, they need to go to Puerto Rico much more often. Not just what happened with Backlash, but also SmackDown the night before. Holy crap. Man, that made for a very enjoyable show. You don't you miss when crowds can just be excited to be at a wrestling show instead of just being the snarky, jaded, cynical wrestling fans that we have become. They always like to nitpick every goddamn thing instead of just enjoying what we see. Now, I'm not saying that we have to enjoy mediocrity. We never should settle for mediocrity. But god damn, that crowd was electric last night. I'm recording this, of course, the day after the show. But yes, Puerto Rico, I'm giving y'all some mad props. You guys were lit. En fuego, baby. And WWE needs to be able to hold more events in Puerto Rico. So, let's not waste any more time. The Then Now Forever Together signature plays. Then Bad Bunny opens the show with a video package that, goes down the card for the show. Then, after the title graphic, Michael Cole introduces the show as the drone goes flying into the arena. I mean, it just made for a pretty cool visual. That drone that they had, with all those aerial shots. I mean, it was, that was awesome. That was very awesome. So, of course, Cole and Graves introduced themselves. Then they introduced the Spanish announce team. There has to be a big moment for them. I don't know if those guys are Puerto Rican, but of course, they're Latino heritage, so it counts. So anyway, let's get to the first match. Bianca Belair defending her Raw Women's Championship against Io Sky. Now, crazy thing is both of these ladies are on SmackDown thanks to the recent WWE draft, and they're competing for a Raw title. Now, the thing is, I really think that they're going to do that title swap thing that they did with Becky and Charlotte a couple years ago. Y'all know that controversial title swap where Charlotte pretty much went into business for herself and dropped her title, pretty much telling Becky, come get it, and then Becky threw her title at hers. There was some legitimate beef between those two ladies back then, man. I mean, it was awkward as all hell, though. So, I'm hoping we ain't gonna get that again with Rhea and Bianca when they trade their belts. But we'll have to wait and see. So the Puerto Rican crowd was all about Io for this event, man. Crowds were chanting Io, Io. And then Bianca got a bit of a mixed reaction. Later on in the match, she straight up got booed. I'm like, really? But it just shows that her character has gotten stale. She's been the champion for over a year, and it just seems like her presentation has stalled a lot, and it needs to be refreshed. Maybe in the form of being a heel, go back to being the old NXT Bianca, where she's the BEST and don't care what nobody else thinks. I mean, they want to try to tout her as the longest Raw Women's Champion of all time. They didn't even say Raw. They just said Women's Champion of all time. Like, so you mean to tell me when Bianca does her title swap from Raw to SmackDown, you're still going to consider her a long reigning champion? No. She will be the longest reigning Raw champion. The Raw Women's Champion, not SmackDown. I just don't think that works. But nevertheless, the match, it went about 17 minutes. A lot of back and forth between the two ladies. We pretty much got the NXT version of Io here in this match. She did her thing. A lot of her offense was nice and smooth. Oh, yeah, but anyway. Pretty much the climax of the match came when Damage Control came. That would be Bayley and Dakota Kai came out to try to give Io some help. Bianca and Io was on the top rope. She had Io on her shoulders and used her body to knock Dakota Kai off the ring apron. And then Io got out of the KOD attempt, tried to do a roll up for a near fall. Bianca dragged Bayley into the ring, beat her up a little bit. Dakota round kicked Bianca from ringside. Io stepped on Bianca's chest, climbed to the top rope. Bayley held Bianca's braid. The ref caught her. He saw her doing it. Then when Io went for the moonsault, Bianca moved, hit the KOD. 1, 2, 3. Your winner and still the Raw Women's Champion, Bianca Belair. They want to call her the longest reigning women's champion in the modern era of WWE. And I'm at that point where, you already know that WWE is trying to update its history books with their current talent being considered long reigning champions. We, of course, got Bianca as the longest reigning Raw Women's Champion. We have Gunther as the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of the 21st century, as they like to bill it. And, of course, you got good old Roman Reigns closing in on his 1,000 days as undisputed WWE Universal Champion, a.k.a. the reason Cody lost at WrestleMania Night 2. Get over it. Anywho, so we go backstage. We see Bad Bunny getting ready for his match. Rey Mysterio came in. They had a conversation in Spanish. And who else would show up but Savio Vega? Oh, my God. I'm transported back to the mid-1990s. Savio Vega. New generation / attitude era WWE superstar. And, I still remember the matches he had with Austin, man. Savio Vega underrated as hell. Anyway, it was good to see him. He gave Bad Bunny the kendo stick with the Puerto Rican flag on it and told him what to do with it. So that's what's up. Go back to the announcers. They hyped the fact that we're going to have a World Heavyweight Championship tournament starting Monday on Raw. Now, let me do a sidebar just real quick because I haven't got a chance to talk about it. The World Heavyweight Championship, let's just be real with ourselves. It's a consolation belt, okay? It's a consolation belt because they feel like nobody is capable of beating Roman Reigns outside of Cody Rhodes. No, but everybody has tried and everybody has failed, and everybody that you put in front of him will fail until we get to WrestleMania 40, where it's gonna be Cody versus Roman once again. Let's just be real with ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. Roman Reigns is their guy, is the guy. And he will be the guy as long as he wants to be there to be the guy. You know what I'm saying? And nobody is ever, and I mean ever, going to beat Bruno Sammartino's record. That is his forever. But they can come damn close when it comes to Roman. There's a reason why anytime Roman Reigns has made his appearances in recent months, you have Michael Cole always name dropping Bruno, Pedro Morales, Hulk Hogan, Bob Backlund. There's a reason why you keep on having him mention those four names. It's because they want Roman to be right alongside with them. Make no mistake about it. Roman Reigns is the successor to John Cena. Roman Reigns is their guy. And what happened at WrestleMania afterwards pretty much proved it. And of course, Roman's going to return on this Friday's episode of SmackDown to settle this whole bloodline business. We'll get into that momentarily as well. But that's just what it is. They want Roman to be the top guy. And he will be the top guy for as long as he's able to be there. As long as he wants to be there, I should say. So now you got this little... the week before the draft, I believe, Triple H revealed that there's going to be a new World Heavyweight Champion. We're going to bring back the World Heavyweight Championship, which is pretty much a mix of the old big gold belt that's been held since the old days of the NWA. And then, of course, they had it for a short little time between the 2000s and 2010s in WWE. So they pretty much just made a miniaturized big gold belt with the WWE logo plastered in the center. So, I mean, it's not a bad looking belt, but it's just like, really? You got Triple H explicitly stating that since Roman will be on SmackDown with the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship, that the World Heavyweight Championship will be a Raw title. So why the hell do you have both Raw and SmackDown people competing in this tournament to determine who's going to be the champion? I think that's just dumb. That is just dumb. You already breaking the rules. We just had this damn draft and already you bending the damn rules, man. This draft stuff is supposed to go into effect tomorrow night on Raw. All the people that's supposed to be drafted to Raw just be on Raw. All the people supposed to be on SmackDown will just supposed to be on SmackDown. But when have you ever known WWE to stick to their own rules when it comes to the brand extension, man? To the brand split, man. If we're gonna have a World Heavyweight Champion, there's only one person that needs to be that World Heavyweight Champion. And that person is Seth freaking Rollins. That brings us to our next match on the card. Seth freaking Rollins versus Omos with MVP in his corner. Now, Cole noted that Omos is a free agent, meaning he can be able to go to Raw and SmackDown whenever he chooses. Meanwhile, the crowd did that whole little thing with Seth's music. Oh, you know how it goes. All the while, Seth, when Seth entered the ring and then the spotlight was put on him, he just stood with his arms out, his eyes closed, while the crowd was singing his song. Pretty much statuesque like Michael Jackson at the 1993 Super Bowl halftime show, which, by the way, that was the first Super Bowl halftime show. And In Living Color had a lot to do with that in the first place. You can look it up. So, anywho, Omos couldn't take it no more. He kicked Seth while he was soaking it all in. Seth stood up, and then afterwards, referee called for the bell. Omos did his thing. He put in a good performance. Obviously a better match than he had with Brock at WrestleMania. A lot of fans were firmly behind Seth Rollins. I mean, Omos was just showing his power. Seth went to the top rope and did a super curb stomp, and that ended the match. Your winner in 10 minutes, Seth freaking Rollins. Now, this match had absolutely no build going into it. It was random as fuck. But obviously, we all know who's behind all this shit when it comes to Omos. It's obvious that Vince loves him some Omos. He loves him some Nigerian giant, man. You know how much of a hard on Vince has for his big man. But in any event, it was a good showing for Omos. Obviously, the best of his entire career so far. And you got to give Seth his props, man. Seth carried Omos to a good match. He made him look like $1 million. Seth, that's why I say before, with Seth Rollins, he put in so much of the work. He is such an absolute boss in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the fact is, he lost to Cody Rhodes 3 different times, and he still hasn't diminished his value one bit. If anything, he's super over, man. If Seth becomes the world heavyweight champion, the first world heavyweight champion out of this tournament, I will not be mad, man. Let's go ahead and give the man his flowers. So anyway, third match on the card. Bobby Lashley, Bronson Reed, Austin Theory, U.S. heavyweight title, a triple threat. And I just feel like this match wasn't really all that great to me. I thought that it was the weakest match of the show. All 3 men put in the work, especially Bronson Reed. Holy crap. If anything, this match exists as a showcase to Bronson Reed. Because Austin Theory, Bobby Lashley, they already had a match against each other. And, but Bronson, this dude's doing moonsaults. This dude doing freaking, Vader bombs. You know what I'm saying? Just the dude was doing his thing in there. But ultimately, we all know he was just there to be the fall guy. And so the end of the match came when Theory tried to put him down with the what they call the A-Town down. He lifted Reed onto the shoulders, but Bronson ended up slipping free, power slams Austin Theory. Then Reed followed up with a moonsault, like I said. Theory rolled out the way. Reed stood. Lashley speared him, but then Theory threw Lashley out the ring, got the pin, 1, 2, 3. Your winner in 7 minutes to retain the United States Championship, Austin Theory. I mean, again, it was a big man match along with Theory. And, the match was what it was. Austin Theory ain't going to lose no title, especially to a Raw guy like Bronson Reed. Like I said, he was just there to take the fall. And I don't know what they're going to do with Lashley going forward, but, you need to put him something meaningful. A lot of people have been saying perhaps Lashley should be the next one to go after Roman for the title. There might be a rumor that they could actually do that for Night of Champions to solidify Roman getting his 1,000 days as champion. Because we all know Roman ain't losing that title until next year. Okay? And I'll get more into that momentarily when I talk about Cody and Brock. But anyway, so the next match, we have Zelina Vega in her ancestral home country of Puerto Rico, taking on Rhea Ripley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, I say ancestral because Zelina Vega was born in the Bronx, Boogie Down Bronx, New York, man. But obviously, she has Puerto Rican heritage. So, that's why I say her ancestral home country. So she came out to the LWO theme music. She wore her Puerto Rican flag, and she hugged and kissed her mom, her dad, her stepbrother, and her uncle. Now, Michael Cole noted that her uncle actually wrestled Bruno Sammartino early in his career. So that was real cool. And of course, Zelina dedicated this match to her late father, who perished in the September 11th, 2001 terrorist attacks. And let's just be real with ourselves, ladies and gentlemen. This match only exists to give Zelina that moment. In San Juan, Puerto Rico, tears were streaming down her face. I mean, this was for the Puerto Ricans, man. This was all about that Puerto Rican pride, that Puerto Rican heritage, that Puerto Rican spirit, man. And when it's all said and done, even though she lost the match, because ain't no way you're going to have Rhea lose to somebody like Zelina, who barely is in the ring. She's usually a manager. You barely see her doing in-ring stuff. But that's not to say that she's bad. She's very good. She is a good wrestler. She just don't get a chance to showcase that a lot of times. But this match only existed solely to give Zelina Vega that moment. And you can't be nothing but happy for Zelina. You know, emotions. She was overwrought with emotion. I'm at that point where the match don't even matter, you know, because we all know, you know, what was going to happen. Rhea obviously took control, played to the crowd. She, you know, Zelina was, you know, almost got charged by Rhea, but then both were down, slow to get up. Zelina tried to take Rhea off her feet with forearms and clotheslines. Rhea headbutted Zelina to stop that. Then Zelina countered with a DDT. Then she fired up the crowd to hit a 619. Oh, yeah. And, of course, you know, the Eddie tribute. You know, the little Eddie shimmy. First, Rhea did it early in the match to try to mock the crowd and Zelina. Then when Zelina got some offense in and went up to the top rope, she did her Eddie shake. Got a Meteora for a near fall. Then Rhea kicked Zelina. Had enough of this crap. Riptide, 1, 2, 3, your winner and still SmackDown Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. As if there was any doubt. It only went 7 minutes. But again, it wasn't about the title. It was about Zelina Vega getting her moment in the spotlight. Puerto Rico getting their moment in the spotlight. This is going to be something that she's going to remember for the rest, not just the rest of her career, but the rest of her life. This was the highest point of her career. Even if she never wins a title, even if she doesn't get any further than where she is right now, she is always going to have this moment. So much respect to Zelina Vega / Thea Trinidad, man. She deserved that. That brings us to the undisputed, unquestioned match of the night, and probably one of the best matches of the entire year. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about this, man. Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest. San Juan street fight. My God, man. This match was everything. Okay, Damian Priest, after the whole little hype video, pre-match hype video package, Damian Priest gone on to the ring, gets a negative reaction. Obviously, he's the heel, so he's going to get some boos. But you better believe this was a proud moment for Damian as well, because he's getting to perform in his home country. But then when Bad Bunny came out, oh my God. That pop was one of the loudest I've heard. And they were singing his song. I forgot the name of the song that he had, but he came out to a new song. It was apparently one of his older songs when he was still on the come up. Forgive me for not remembering the name of that song, man. But man, fans was singing every word of that shit. This was Sandman and ECW type of shit, man. The thing that people seem to want to forget, that Bad Bunny is an international superstar. 3-time Grammy Award winning artist, man. One of the biggest stars in the world. Man, it was the whole entrance was just absolutely freaking lit. And then as Samantha Irvin was doing her introduction to Bad Bunny, he went back to what was clothed, you know, to a point of the stage where you see something clothed. He pulls off the cloth. It's nothing more than a grocery shopping cart full of toys, baby. That's right. We getting hardcore. Bad Bunny carries that cart of weapons towards the ring. I mean, it was just absolutely electric in there, man. Here we go with this match. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest met in the center of the ring. Damian Priest shoves Bad Bunny down. Then Bunny got up, had some words for Priest. Priest shoves Bunny again. Bunny slaps him. Then hits a Michinoku driver. To which Michael Cole said, "Are you kidding me?" That got a near fall. Bunny then grabbed the kendo stick. Priest bailed out to the floor. Priest then picked up Bunny, threw him into the corner. Then Priest broke the kendo stick over his knee. Crowd wasn't feeling that. Priest then twisted Bunny's arm. Bunny punched Priest, but Priest held on and twisted harder. Bunny then gave the old thumb to the eye to Priest. He mounted Priest in the corner, but Priest powered out. Bunny leveraged Priest's shoulders down for a 2 count. Then Priest punched Bad Bunny, fell into the floor. Priest gave Bunny the south of heaven, but then he doesn't go for the full 3. He wanted to humiliate him some more. Bad Bunny was on the outside. When Priest tried to do a dive to Bad Bunny, Bunny threw a chair. Then Bunny pulled out the kendo stick from under the ring, bashes Damian with it several times. Bunny then leaped a crossbody onto Damian Priest at ringside. He gave him an old trash can sandwich. Then Priest took over briefly until Bunny surprised him with a flying elbow to the corner back in the ring. Bunny gave Priest another Michinoku driver for a near fall. Then Priest decided, I had enough of this. Walked towards the back. He, of course, was playing possum. Bunny tried to get him with his trash can, but Priest booted that trash can right in Bunny's face. Priest smashes Bunny with that trash can. Bunny sold the hell out of it. Then Priest got another kendo stick, bashed Bunny with it. Then Priest threw Bunny into the timekeeper's area. Bunny fought back and brawled into the crowd. Priest put Bunny onto a stack of travel crates and then yanked off his own shirt, of course. Want to show those abs. Bunny ended up fighting back. Priest delivered a Michinoku driver off the crates through the cloth tables. They were both slow on getting up. Adam Pearce and all the other officials came out, saying that's enough to one of the officials. Damian Priest was like, he's not done because I'm not done. And so Priest carried Bunny back to the ringside area. Then Bunny ducked Priest, trying to give him a roundhouse kick. Priest sold a leg injury. Then Bunny bashed Priest with a kendo stick. Then he hyperextended Priest's knee. Priest went down, told the ref in a panic his leg isn't okay. Oh, I'm not okay, dude. I'm not okay. Bunny swung his leg into the ring post several times. He then pulled out a chain, and this was the funny part of the match, where Priest was like, okay, man, okay, don't do this no more. Please don't do this. Well, Bad Bunny was having none of it. Yoink! Right back to the ring post with the chain. And then he beat Priest up again with the steel chair on the leg. Priest was just having a hard time. He was just hobbling. Then both men back in the ring. Bunny held up his chair. Priest begged him off. Priest apologized. But then he just kicked Bad Bunny in the face. He hopped on one leg. He swung at Bad. He got the chair. He swung at Bad Bunny. Bunny gave Priest a low blow, which Cole yelled legal because, of course, it was a street fight. Bad Bunny then picks up the chair. Then the rest of Judgment Day comes out. Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor stomped away at Bunny. Of course, it was also legal. Then Rey comes out to help. Rey Mysterio tried to beat some sense into his son and Finn. But, of course, the numbers game was too much. Finn and Dom double team Rey. Then all of a sudden, a lot of people was looking for LWO to come out. But then you hear that familiar music. Fans exploded for the return of Carlito. Carlito is back in WWE for a special appearance in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Man, when I tell you Carlito got one of the biggest freaking pops of the night, my God, man. A lot of people were excited. I'm like, this is freaking Carlito. I mean, I understand that he's a big deal, part of the Colon family heritage. His father, Carlos Colon, of course, his brother being Primo Colon. But Carlito, I mean, look, I was there in the Ruthless Aggression era when Carlito was a big star there. I mean, just hearing that music again, it just takes you back to that time, man, where you really thought that Carlito could have really been better than what he was at that time. I still remember that. I still remember that that backstage with him and Ric Flair. Flair giving him the riot act for leaving early because he wasn't in the main event. Y'all gotta check that shit out, man. It's a legendary backstage promo. But yeah, Carlito got a big ass fucking pop, man. Everybody was so excited to see him. Of course, Carlito came out and evened the odds with Ray. Once he hit the backstabber, took off his shirt, bit into his apple. Dominic tried to attack Carlito from behind. Carlito set Dominic up for a 619. Ray hits the 619. And then Carlito spits out the apple shards into Dominic's face. Balor and Dominic pretty much, they had enough of this thing. They make their retreat when all of a sudden you hear the famous Los Boricuas music, and out comes Savio Vega, who we seen earlier in the night. Savio obviously blocked Balor and Dominic's escape. Then Savio calls out the rest of LWO, and the fight was on between Judgment Day and LWO. Savio got his chops in, then a spinning hook kick. They fought to the back. Meanwhile, back in the ring, Bad Bunny liking what he saw, but then he had to put his focus back on Damian Priest. Priest went for a tornado kick, but his bad leg ended up giving out. Bunny then applied a figure 4. Priest cried out in pain. Priest's shoulders was down for the counter 2, but then he got up, reached for Bunny's throat and grabbed it, went for a choke slam, but Bunny rolled through it for a leverage near fall. Then Bunny sent a charging Priest face first into the steel chair edged in the corner. He scored a near fall off a sliced bread numero dos, according to Corey Graves. So yes, sliced bread numero dos. Then Bunny grabbed the chair, blasted Priest across the back with it many times. The crowd was erupting. Then Bad Bunny hits his Bunny Destroyer, his version of the Canadian Destroyer, and that gets the win. Ladies and gentlemen, that was an awesome match. Man. LWO came back out, celebrated with him, slapping hands with the fans. My God, it was such a fantastic match. And big props to Damian Priest for helping, carrying that match. Such a pro, very underrated. You better believe Damian Priest's stock went way up with this match, man. You need to put him in more prominent shit, I'm telling y'all. As for Bunny, can I just go on a tangent real quick, guys? Real quick. I give Bad Bunny all the respect in the world, man. Now, I don't listen to his music mainly because I'm a foundational Black American, and outside of a few basic words and phrases, I don't know a lick of Spanish, okay? So obviously the language barrier is there. So I can't necessarily get into Bad Bunny's music all that much, but I still respect the guy for coming in, treating this thing seriously. I mean, you gotta understand, we are way past the days of a celebrity just doing this because it's fun or they have something to promote, like Corey Graves made mention of earlier in the match. He did this because he loves WWE. He loves the art of pro wrestling. He's a big fan, man, and he has a passion for this. Same goes with Logan Paul. You can't just go into the ring doing the stuff that you're doing if you don't have a passion for it, if you don't have a love for it. And Bad Bunny, say whatever the hell you want to about him and his music and all his entertainment stuff, but the bottom line is Bad Bunny can go, man. And you know what's the crazy part, man? Bad Bunny has outshone the majority of people that's on the main roster doing this every night, going from city to city, week after week, busting their asses in the ring. But yet it's a freaking outsider, a musician, an entertainer that's showing y'all up. A large majority of y'all up. those guys wish they can have half the damn reaction that Bad Bunny receives. No doubt about it. Bad Bunny is an international superstar. But a lot of those people in the main roster, hell, a lot of people in wrestling in general ought to be fucking ashamed. Y'all getting shown up by a goddamn celebrity, man. Y'all ought to be ashamed. Y'all ought to be ashamed. Y'all need to step y'all motherfucking shit up. Stop looking for aging, biased as fuck journalists like Dave Meltzer giving you a 5, trying to see if you can get a 5-star rated match, all this other bullshit. Stop looking to try to get all your shit in. Think about, oh, look how cool my move is. I want to try to do this move. I want to try to get all my shit in. Fuck all that. If somebody like Bad Bunny can be able to do this shit better than the majority of y'all, then what the fuck are y'all doing, man? Seriously. And that's no disrespect to Bunny, man. He took the game and ran with it. But it just shows you that this motherfucker, along with Logan Paul, can do this shit better than the majority of the people that's in wrestling. And that's sad. Oh, man. I just had to get that off of my chest, man. But regardless, Bad Bunny deserved that win. You know, I mean, the crowd was just molten hot throughout the whole match and throughout most of the night. Man, it will definitely go down as one of the best matches you'll see all year. No doubt about it. So then we get to the last 2 matches of the show. The afterthought match. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Matt Riddle versus the Bloodline, the Usos and Solo Sikoa. Listen, I'm just going to be honest with you guys. There were some parts of the match that I've watched, but it just didn't matter to me, because all anybody's going to be able to talk about is what's happening within the Bloodline. The whole climax of the match came when Solo gave Kevin Owens a Samoan spike. He then turned and nearly gave a spike to Jay when Jay tried to, when Jay surprised him from behind. Of course, Jay took issue with that, screaming at Solo, "I'm your brother, man. I'm your brother." And then Sammy hits Solo from behind. Jay rolled up Sammy immediately for a near fall. Then he landed a super kick next. Then went for a top rope splash, but Sammy raised his knees and then small package Jay for a near fall. Sammy tagged in Riddle. Riddle went after Jay with a lot of offense. Jay got him with Riddle with a super kick. Riddle landed a high knee. Solo did a blind tag. Riddle gave Jay the bro Derek. Solo entered and gave Riddle the Samoan spike. And that's what gets them the 3. The Bloodline wins in under 21 minutes. This was just to, display dissension within the Bloodline. And this Friday night on SmackDown, Roman Reigns will return. He's going to handle that Bloodline business. See if he can get everybody on the same accord. Who knows what's going to happen with the Bloodline. And we could perhaps see Roman's next opponent. Most likely for Night of Champions. Will it be Bobby Lashley? Who knows? Will it be Omos? Even though he lost that Backlash. You just never know. We'll just have to wait and see Friday. And that brings us to a rather underwhelming main event. Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar. Of course, Cody came out. Fans were singing his theme song. They did the whoa, Cody, and then the pyro went off. Lesnar came out. Of course, the whole story is there was no real story. Brock decided that he wanted to tag with Cody to take on Roman and Solo the night after WrestleMania. But then, before the match could even get started, Lesnar turned on Cody and beat the hell out of him. And for weeks, we was trying to see if we could get an explanation out of him. But, of course, no such thing. Y'all want to try to make it a kayfabe reason of saying Brock does what he wants, when he wants, to who he wants. That's just the nature of the beast, so to speak. But it would have been nice to at least get some sort of explanation. Otherwise, what the hell are we even doing? For real. Why is Cody and Brock fighting each other? I mean, if you were to go off of what Wade Barrett said about he hearing the rumors that Brock didn't like the fact that he had to open the WrestleMania Night 2 with Omos, and then Cody, of course, got the main event with Roman. That's a fucking stupid reason. I would have even accepted the fact that Brock didn't like the fact that Cody lost against Roman. That meant because Brock is not able to challenge for the title as long as Roman is champion. So Cody didn't get the job done. Brock didn't care too much for that. That's why he turned on him the way he did, and that's why we have this match. Simple thing is that, but we didn't even get that. So Cody dove through the ropes, goes onto Brock as he was at ringside. Then he attacked him with an announcer desk lid. You know, he aggressively attacked Brock Lesnar, ramming him 3 times in the head with the top of the ring side steps. Then he bashed Lesnar with a chair. Then Cody entered the ring with a chair. The ref took the chair because this wasn't a no DQ match. Then ref calls for the bell. Lesnar fought back. Cody landed 2 disaster kicks. Then tried to go for a third. Brock caught Cody in midair, gave him a suplex. So here comes Suplex City, bitch. Then Cody yanked Lesnar's neck over the top rope, threw some uppercuts. Cody once again tried to go off the top rope. Lesnar caught him, gave him a fall away slam. Fans were chanting Suplex City. He acknowledged that. Suplex Cody for a third time. Suplex City chant again. Cody held on to a turnbuckle pad. Then when Lesnar threw him again, the pad came off. Then 2 minutes later, Cody ducked a charging Lesnar, who went face first into the turnbuckle. So they pretty much did the double or nothing spot with Cody and Dustin. Dustin got busted open, as we all know about that. So now Brock got busted open hard way. Who the fuck are you, John Moxley? I kind of felt that spot was unnecessary, man. You didn't need to bleed in this match, but who am I to tell the beast Brock Lesnar what to do? I mean, I saw many people online saying that this was his way of paying homage to the Puerto Rican hardcore origins, you know, because even before ECW was even formed, hell, even before FMW in Japan, a lot of that hardcore shit was going down in Puerto Rico. Carlos Colon, as I mentioned before, Abdullah the Butcher, you know, having all of those marks carved into their heads because they really got down and bloody and violent. You know, it's, oh, man. So I'm guessing this was Lesnar's way of paying homage to that. But, you know, even though it ain't supposed to be no blood, but whatever. You don't tell Brock Lesnar what to do. So anyway, Cody landed a Cody cutter, then get a disaster kick. Lesnar was a bloody mess. Cody wipes some of Lesnar's blood on his chest, then hits a Cody cutter. Cody hits a crossroads, holds on and does another crossroads. That gets a near fall. Then he tried to do a third crossroads, but Brock countered F5. That got a near fall. Then Brock tried to hit Cody with a Kimura lock. Lesnar had it locked in, but then Cody leveraged Lesnar's shoulders down for a 3 count. Cody wins in 10 minutes. Lesnar was given a towel after the match to wipe the blood off of his face. Cody hurried his way to the back as Lesnar, you know, just looked on in disbelief. I can't believe this motherfucker beat me. So you better believe there's going to be a rematch between Cody and Brock. So, I mean, it's going to happen. But, yeah, man, this match, like I said, it was very underwhelming. I really think WWE made a big mistake not making Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest the main event of the show instead of Cody and Brock. Cody and Brock should have been in the spot that Bunny and Priest was in. And Bunny and Priest should have had the main event spot. No, I mean, the last 2 matches simply wasn't going to top Bunny and Priest, man. So WWE, once again, in their infinite wisdom, decided they think they know what's best and just put Cody and Brock in that spot. So overall, Backlash will go down as a awesome pay-per-view. The crowd was, as I said at the beginning, they were all the way lit. Man, oh man, that was one of the best crowds I've seen in a long time. WWE does not need to wait another 18 years to go back there, man. Make this an annual event. Let Backlash be their annual event, man. For real. I mean, it was just a fun night of wrestling, a fun night to watch a WWE Premium Live event. Bunny and Priest, unquestionably the match of the night and one of the best matches of the year. Definite thumbs up from me, man. So now the draft results going to be firmly in place. Starting tomorrow night on Raw, we'll have the World Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Then, of course, we go into Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia to find out who will become the new World Heavyweight Champion. So we're going to see how the rest of May pans out for WWE. Well, folks, that's going to do it for me. Thank you all so much for tuning in to the Royal Rumble Rasslecast. Make sure you follow the Royal Rumble Rasslecast on Facebook and Instagram at Royal Rumble Rasslecast. You, of course, can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at The Real, D-A Real, Big Dame 314. Until the next episode, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Big Dame and I am O-U-T. Peace!